chapter 34. Psalms chapter 34. And many of us know that Psalms in the King James Bible. I will bless the Lord. All right, some of us do not know it in the King James Version. All right, amen. So that's right. Only 10% of us know the King James. Most of us are NIV students. All right, we're going to have the words up on the screen, please. When you get a minute. And if you got your Bibles, we'll say it in the NIV. Psalms 34, reading from verse 1. I will extol the Lord at all times. Come on, everybody together. If you don't got a Bible, up on the screen. Amen. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise, His praise will always be on my lips. Yes? My glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Oh, glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt His name together. Amen. Let us exalt His name together. Amen. I sought the Lord and He answered me. He delivered me from all my cares. Yeah? Those who look to Him are great. Their faces are never covered with shame. This poor man called, and the Lord heard him. He saved him out of all his troubles. That seems like the kind of God I want to serve, Pastor Yoram. Amen. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in Him. Fear the Lord, you His holy people. For those who fear the Lord, who? You His holy people. For those who fear Him, I love that word. Kind of God I want to serve because He makes sure He takes care of His children. Amen. There is no lack. Amen. Come on, there is no lack. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Is that in the Bible? Yes. Lack no good thing. Yes. A few days from now, if you're looking on the tree for good stuff. Amen. Let's go ahead. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. So He's really placing some emphasis on some words there. I want to teach you something. Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, yes, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Yes, turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Yes, continue. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and His ears are attentive to their cries. Sounds like praying to me. Amen. Continue. But the face of the Lord against those who do evil. Let's read that again, please. The face of God is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. Ah, Jesus. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their trouble. Amen. Yeah? The Lord is close to the broken-hearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. Yes? The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers. Sounds like He's a deliverer to me, Brother David. He's a deliverer. Hallelujah. He's a deliverer. Thank you, Lord. He protects all His foes. Not one of them will be broken. Yes? Even with slay the wicked, the foes of the righteous will be condemned. Oh, Father, we thank you for your word today. We pray, Lord, as we unpack this scripture today, you'll grant us revelation knowledge from your word. Holy Spirit, we ask that you administer to each person. Open our eyes to hear what your Spirit has to say to us today. Open our ears to hear, Holy Spirit. Only you can do this. And would you circumcise our hearts? Cut away the dead skin of unbelief and fear. And Father, give us a heart to receive your word that is well able to heal, transform, and make us, Lord, the vessels that you want us to be. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. God bless you. You may take your seats, please. Praise the Lord. Powerful psalm. Powerful psalm. I think it's one of the psalms that I memorized as a boy in the King James Version. I got saved in the King James school. Amen. So therefore, that's all the preachers preach from. King James Version. So I learned to say, I will bless the Lord at all times. But of course, there are some times when you don't feel like blessing the Lord. Can I have an amen? You all know what I'm talking about. There are some times when we go through some stuff that you don't feel like blessing the Lord. Psalms is saying, I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. I want to talk to you today about this certain parts of this psalm that is very important. This psalm, of course, was written by David. And there's got to be a circumstance that confronted him when he penned these words. David, of course, at that time, he was running for his life. From a king who had mental, he was manic. He had manic depression. His name was King Saul. He was suffering from depression. Every now and then an evil spirit would trouble him. And when that evil spirit, and those of you who have seen people who has depression or manic, you see how they behave from time to time. Of course, during those times when the spirit got into Saul, went into King Saul, he wanted to make sure he killed this man who whenever he played, the spirit would leave him. But of course, the spirit of depression hated the spirit of God. So of course, King Saul wanted to kill King David. So David was on the run for his life. Sometimes it's good to run. Amen. I know half of you don't believe it. Take it from cool. Sometimes it's good to buy your Nikes and run. David ran, and he ran into the community of the Philistines. Now you all know that David was the one who took up Goliath's head. And Goliath was in the Philistines. So of course the Philistines had a beef with the Jews. They wanted to make sure that somebody paid back for what they did to us. So when David found himself among the Philistines, David realized, man, the king of the Philistines got word that this is David. You're not talking about Cook, you're talking about David. David, who the song was made about him, Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000. But when David realized that the king heard that he was David, David was afraid. His knees began to back up. David was so afraid that David came up with a plan in his mind. I need to act like a madman. The Bible says so. You find all in First Samuel. David, the Bible says his saliva began to run down his beard and spit. I mean, he looks as if he's a madman. He's scratching at the doors and all kinds of stuff. And the king said, hey, guys, are you saying to me that we are short of madmen in Philistines, that you got another one? Get him over here. So the king drove David from among his community. He said, David, get over here. We don't want another madman here. David was happy that he didn't take his life for what he did to Goliath. So David left and he ran. And chapter 22 of 1 Samuel, you see there, David ran and he hid in a cave. Called the cave of Adullam. That's a cave. If you really study about that cave, it's a cave that many people lived in. As a matter of fact, there were more than one cave in that mountain. And the caves were so huge that 200-300 people could fit in a cave. And many of those people that lived in that mountain, as a matter of fact, I call that place a place of refuge for people that were in trouble. I mean, people that had debt and they didn't want to pay it. I mean, this kind of, all kinds of folks that were there were bad folks that were in that cave. And David ran among them and he stayed among these people. And while he was there, I believe his sanity returned to him. And he started to grab himself a pen. And he decided to pen these words. So really, David wrote this psalm based upon an experience. It's not like some of the artists that we have today that sing gospel songs. They sing because they want money. But you could tell when someone writes a song that comes out of their experience. See, when Minister Reese is not here this morning, but last week she danced. And there are times when you may see Minister Reese or those, she's here that training these young people to dance. And when you see her here dancing, please know she's not here to entertain you. You have no clue of her story. I know her story. You don't. And therefore, when you see her dancing, she's dancing unto the Lord because she knows that place that God brought her from. So she's expressing her gratitude to Him. She's not just dancing because we ask her to dance. She's seeking an opportunity to express her gratitude to God. David is saying, I will bless the Lord at all times. In the good times. And the times when things aren't so good. I refuse to let my lips utter anything against this God. Because God has been good to me. So he's expressing his gratitude to God. And as you look at the psalm, he's saying, my soul will boast in the Lord. I want those of you that are afflicted to hear me today. And I want you to rejoice with me because I know where God has brought me from. And some of you are listening to me right now and you could identify with David. Come on, somebody. You better be there. You ought to know. You know, a definition of hope I've learned years ago. Don't remember where I learned it from. But to the person who is not saved, hope means that they'll get what they want. To the Christian, that's not the case. It's quite different from the believer. The definition of hope is that what God has done for us in the past guarantees what He'll do for us in the future. Which means if God never did something for you yesterday, you find it difficult to say, I will bless the Lord at all times. You ought to know God had to do something for you, sisters and brothers. You ought to know that God delivered you from some stuff. You got to know that He's your healer. You got to know He's your protector. Listen, I was driving coming on 495, driving. And I look in my rearview mirror, Brother Fritz, and I saw this red car coming behind me, flying, man. And I said, oh, let me move over into the slow lane, you know. So I ease myself over into the slow lane. And I look back, because I was expecting the car to zoom past me. And I look back, there was nothing. I said, let me pull over, I gotta see what's happening. I looked over, the car was on top, its roof in a ravine. And I thought, my God, if I did not move over. This would have been a different story. The Bible says you should pray this prayer, Lord, deliver me from danger seen. I know what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. David said these words. He says, my page, I'm in the wrong page. Okay, he says. I need to go down. Verse 7 is where I really want to go to. Verse 7. Verse 7 says, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him. You know, when I read that scripture, I thought of the angel of God encamps around me. While I'm sleeping, the angel is walking around. Walking around my house, the angel is walking. While I'm resting, when I'm doing stupid things, the angel is still there watching me. When I'm unconscious that the eyes of the Lord are upon me, the angel is right there. Upon those who fear Him. Listen to me. I installed an alarm in my house years ago. I want you guys to listen to this. That alarm, and every month I pay a certain fee so that somebody would monitor the alarm in my house. So, and of course, it does a good job. One night, of course, to let you know, When I go to bed to sleep, I go to sleep. Some of you go to bed to do other things. I go to bed to sleep. I go to bed. And this is the dawn while I was sleeping. Somebody who wanted my stuff. About 2 a.m. in the morning. Pop the little glass door next to my door. Right there. Little glass. They pop the glass door. And push their hand inside. And turn the lock and pull the door open. And when they pull the door open, the alarm on my house blasted off. And of course, I have an alarm on one floor and I have a loud alarm way up in the attic. For you to get there, you have to pass my bed, you have to go all the way up. It's too difficult for a thief to do. Amen. So when they push the door on my house and the alarm blasted off, it sent a signal straight to the place where they monitor my house. And as soon as they got this signal, they called the Boston police. And the Boston police, along with the fire department, was at my house. All of them, the dogs and everything was at my house. Now listen, while that commotion was taking place, guess where Pastor Cooper was? I'm saying this to you. I'm saying this to you because I want you to see something. I was asleep. And when I go to bed, I don't dress like this. No, I just like this because I'm before you. But we as men knows how we go to bed. Amen. That I'm married. Amen. Why are you looking at me so strange? Amen? None of you all go to bed like this. Amen. Married men. Amen. You're not married. Don't know where you're going. Amen. But of course, when the alarm blasted off, my wife woke me. The alarm. So I got up. So I'm walking upstairs. She said, you can't go downstairs like that. And I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, plunged on me quickly. And when I got downstairs, it was the police and the fire at my door. Said to me that someone popped your door, trying to get in. I'm saying this to you. They did not get into my house. Listen to me from verse 7, please. You see, brothers and sisters, whether I'm asleep or I'm awake, whether I'm here preaching at my house, my Bible says the angel of God is the best security system that anybody can have in their life. To know that the angel of Almighty God is standing there walking around them all the time, protecting them from the evil one. Listen what Psalms 91 says. Go there with me, please. Psalm 91. I'm going somewhere. I need to really walk this message with you. Psalm 91 says like this. The last few verses of Psalms 91. Psalm 91. Listen what it says. Verse 14 says, because he loves me. That's the Lord speaking. Because he loves me, I will rescue him. God speaking. Thank God it's not the words of Mr. Trump. He said, God says, because he loved me, because you love me, I will rescue you. I will protect you. Because you what? Let me just ask you today, brothers and sisters, what is his name to you? What is his name to you? To some of you, his name is Savior. To some of you, he is Lord. To some of you, he is healer. To some of you, he is provider. But what is his name to you? Whatever his name is, the scripture says, if you acknowledge him for who he is, God says, I will give you these benefits. I protect you, I will rescue you, and then the next verse says, you will call upon me. Sounds like praying to me. It sounds like praying to me, right? Am I right? Is it sound like praying? The Lord says, he will call on me and I will answer him. And God says, I will be with him in. Back to Psalms 34, please. And look at verse 19. He says, although the righteous man may have many troubles, the Lord will deliver him from them all. Listen to me. He says, I will deliver him. And guess what I'm going to do for him too? I will honor him. I will honor him. This when men don't tap you on your back and say, good job, God is saying, don't bother with it. Because I got you. I got you. I got you. I see what men don't see. I am the type of God who push you up when men think they can pull you down. That's why when the economy is going all kinds of crazy, the man of God is smiling. Hallelujah. We can smile and while the storm is brewing around us because we know in whom we believe. Let's continue back in Psalm 34. Please, back in Psalm 34. I haven't gotten to where I want to get this in. So the psalmist is saying, verse 8, come and taste. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Happy is the man who takes refuge in him. And verse 9, I want to really get to today. Verse 9. He said, fear the Lord, you his people. Why should David ask the people of God to have fear in God? Why? Why should he say those words? And when I read this, I thought, oh my God, why isn't he speaking to men out there that don't know God? Brothers and sisters, you know what I have seen since I've got saved? Since I've been walking with God? I've seen a lack of the fear of God in the people of God. I've seen people that are in the church that are doing stuff like that in the world, which tells me there's a lack of the fear of God before the people of God. And David was deeply concerned while he was among these bunch of men, watching their behavior. And he's saying to the people of God, fear the Lord, you saints. And look at it in the scripture. He's saying, fear God, for those who fear him, God will take care of you. Yeah. Those who put their trust in him, that's what he says. The lions may go weak and hungry. Those who seek the Lord like no good thing. And then David said, come my children, come, listen to me. I will teach you this. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Which tells me that to really fear God, somebody needs to be taught. Because sin has a way of allowing us to move into a place of complacency. That we could think that, because I'm saved, I'm okay. I go to church, so I pay my tithes, I sing the songs, I read my Bible, so I'm okay. I recall once and because I was born in the islands, I love to swim. And one day I was on the beach, the sea was very much calm, and there was sun, it was sunny with no rain. And I could float, I could lay on my back and float well on water because I was born right there to the sea. And one day I was on the beach, and I lay on my back enjoying the sun, and I'm just floating. And while I was in the shore, I was just laying there where the people were just taking their baths and swimming and all of that. I could hear them talking, laughing. And while I'm laying there on the water, I'm just laying there enjoying the water. And slowly, I observed the sound of the people became very faint. And after a while, why am I not hearing the children singing and playing any longer? So I decided to lift my head up and peek. When I lift my head up and I look, I was way outside. Way outside. Because there was an undercurrent in the water that I wasn't aware of. And while I was enjoying myself, the current was pulling me to the direction that I did not want to go. Now listen to me, please. That when I found out that I was so far away from the shore, guess what gripped me? Fear. That's what caused people to drown. Fear gripped me. And it gripped me. I decided, time for me to make my way back into the shore. Do you know, brothers and sisters, it was easy for me to sail out, but to get back in, it was hard. I was trying because I could swim. I would try my best. But the harder I tried, the force of the current would try to pull me against it. So while I was there enjoying myself, it was nice, the current just pulled me. But now I'm going against the current. It took every effort, every bit of effort from me to try to make my way in to the shore. It was so hard. By the time I made it to the shore, I was exhausted. I dropped on the shore. Look! And I realized that's what complacency does to the believer. Exactly the same thing. Because we come to church, expect church to be the same as usual. So therefore, I'm saved, so I don't steal, I don't go to break into the bank, so I'm fine. But I realized slowly, because the devil is a deceiver, he knows exactly how to trick us. He got more tricks in the book than you and I. He knows how to pull us in before you realize it. You are in like flint. Got you covered. Complacency. The sin, I call it a sin of complacency. Unless you check yourself every now and then and says, wait now, how am I doing with the word? How am I doing my prayer life? How am I doing my witnessing? How am I doing? Unless you do some evaluation with yourself. Every now and then, you got to make what you call spiritual adjustments to make sure you are in line with what God is saying to you. If you find yourself, please, if you find yourself losing interest in the things of God, take my time. If you find yourself losing interest in prayer, if you find yourself losing interest in the word because of whatever reason, it could be because of business, because you just get caught up with so many activities and distraction. But if you find yourself losing interest in spiritual things, I want you to know that the undercurrent is slowly pulling you out. And before you realize what happened, you are sucked in. The fear of God is lacking among the people of God. As I did my studies in this, and I want to talk to you guys about the same God of yesterday, the same God of today, and the God of tomorrow. In the book of Acts, and there are two types of fear, and I deal with them hopefully today. In the book of Acts chapter 5, the scripture speaks about a couple, husband and wife. His name was Mr. Ananias. What his name was? Mr. What? Ananias. Thank you very much. His wife's name was Mrs. Ananias. Mr. Father. Both of them saw the disciples selling their property and bringing their gifts before the church and giving it to the church. And they decided to follow the people. They didn't understand the concept of what the people were doing. They decided just to follow them. So what they decided to do, they had a piece of land, and they said, you know, we're not using it, let us sell it. And let us give whatever proceeds out to the church. Mr. Ananias and Mrs. Ananias stayed inside the bedroom, and both of them agreed to take the proceeds and give it to the church. Remember, while they were in their bedroom, nobody else was in that room but them. It was Mr. and Mrs. Ananias that came to an agreement that they would sell a piece of property and give the money to the church. Amen? Amen. Of course, they put it for sale sign up, and the property was sold. When the money came in, you know, the scripture says the money, love of money is the root of all evil. They had good intention. So in their bedroom, while they're checking the Ben Franklin, girl, what do you think? Listen, this is just too much money to give. You know what? Let's keep out some of this money. We need it. You know what? Yes, we have to fix the roof. Good. Let's say this. Let's take this money. We don't give it up. We gotta keep this money. They would know. I mean, there's church folks, but they would know. So, of course, the morning, like this morning, when Brother Wayne was lifting the offering, they brought their offering. And when they brought the money, Brother Peter was standing there. And Brother Ananias brought in his money right there. Good morning, Apostle Peter. Good morning. This is all the money that we make from the property. Oh, this is all the money. Wish there was more. And Brother Peter just stood there with his face dry, no smile. He looked at him. He says, I want you guys to go with me. I'm going to show you something. Acts chapter 5. Listen what Peter said. The same God we serve. Amen? Same God we serve. Acts chapter 5. Listen what Peter said to him. Peter says, Ananias, how is it that I want you to see something, please? Peter is not saying me. He's saying, how is it that Satan has filled your heart? You see, while they were in that bedroom having their discussion, they forgot that the eyes of the Lord was watching them. They forgot a favor of God was upon them to get the cup of the soul. You see, Pastor Cooper, can you pray that God will give me a good job? No problem. So, Lord God, I pray that you will bless Brother Lemon Juice with a good job. Father, I pray that you will give them a gainful, and Lord, let them have a well-paying job. Yes. And the Lord says, okay, cool. Brother Lemon Juice, go and fill out for that job. And we can go fill out because God heard our prayer. God says, you got it. Times on Sunday morning, Brother Lemon Juice decided, that amount of money is just too much to pay tithes from. So I'm gonna, can I just give her $10? And the Lord is saying, man, you asked me when you didn't have. I gave it to you. All I'm asking you, man, is to be obedient. Give me what belongs to me. Let me help you, brothers and sisters. Everything that you have belongs to God. I just want to help you. You have absolutely nothing. Not even the breath in your nostrils belongs to you. Everything that you have belongs to God. Everything. God just says, give me 10. You keep 90. Some of us are having difficulty. And this is not a message about tithing. I'm just showing you because this scripture is talking about money. That's why I'm going there. Because some people are having difficulty in paying tithes. And they think, well, Pastor, that's you just talking about tithing because it's you. Guess what? Pastor Cooper is in the same line like you. It's not just Pastor Cooper. Everybody. Let me just find somebody in the smallest child. Come here, Sparrow. Come here, please. Phoenix. Come here, Phoenix. Come here. Phoenix. Come here, Phoenix. You see Phoenix? Phoenix is a child. Phoenix is standing over here, facing that wall. God is over there. The same requirement that God requires of Phoenix. Guess what? Because I'm the pastor, he doesn't say, Pastor Cooper, you are VIP, so you can move on. You are in the same requirement. If the Lord requires something from Phoenix, he requires the same from me. And if he requires it from me, he also requires it from you. I want to have an amen. Amen. Because please understand, I'm not just preaching this because of me. I want you guys to see where God is taking us. Put your hands together, Phoenix. Thank you. Satan fill your heart that you have lied to me. Is that what Peter says? What's your Bible, please? What did Peter say? Peter said, why has Satan filled your heart that you should lie? Against who? Against the Holy Spirit. Now, nobody else was in the bedroom but the two of them. But God was watching them. You see, sometimes God don't look at the action, but he looks at the motive, the heart. He looks at the heart to see what's going on there. And then let's go down. Did it belong to you before it was sold? And after it was sold, was the money at your disposal? What made you think you could do such a thing? You have not lied to Peter. You lied to God. Inside of destiny, I'm not watching anybody. I'm not the Holy Ghost police. There are some churches that there's, let me see how much tithe you give. Come into my office, please. If you can't be faithful to God, the Lord would say to you, because you're going to stand before Him yourself. I'm saying it to you. So you guys, pay attention, please. When Ananias heard this, he fell down and died. And J.B. Johnson was waiting right there for him. Picked him up, took him over to Pharisees, and buried him. 3 hours later, Shirley, you see how long this service went on? We only in this building for an hour and a half. I wish we could be here for 3 hours. Pastor John's looking at me. 3 hours later, Mrs. Ananias walked in because she didn't know what happened to her husband. So she walked in. And when she walked in, she could see her standing at the door. Where's my husband seated? Why can't I find him? So Sister Inez says, come, there's an empty chair over here. And she put him in a chair. She put her in a chair sitting back there. I want you guys to look. Why is she sitting there? Offering again. So Peter said, come here, girlfriend. Let me ask you this question. Look at the verse Bible. Verse 8. Peter asked her, tell me, is this the price that your husband sold the land for? And what she says? Yes, apostle, man of God. She said so. She and her husband agreed that they would lie against God. The scripture says the men who took your husband and buried him are waiting right there for you. She fell and died. And the Bible says great fear came upon the church. Maybe the Lord needs to do some shaking up in the church again. Maybe there just need to be some action in the church of Jesus Christ again. To let people know, especially in America. I cannot speak for the rest of the world. I've traveled almost all over the world. And I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I see in the church, in the Western world, I do not see abroad. The passion, the love that I see for some people of God, I'm thinking in America, we just got things too easy. Everything is technology. You know why I'm pushing for you guys when you come to Bible study to walk with your Bible? Because some of us can't even find Ezra. When Brother Wayne mentioned this morning, Ezra, is that a fool? I mean, some of us don't even know that there's a book in the Bible called Ezra. Because we are so technology based, our mind has been so programmed that without that computer, we are lost. And I'm pushing the church to get back to the Bible. Get back to the Bible. Because we have lost the fear of God. And we are slowly being drifted into some cesspool. Like by the time we realize what's happening, it's too late. It's too late. And I'm watching churches all over the country. And they are not preaching the gospel. So therefore, people live as they want. We preach another gospel. The Bible says, if an angel from heaven or any man come and preach another gospel, let him be accursed. But we are having all kinds of messages coming. The altar that is supposed to be sacred is not sacred anymore. The communion that we partake of, people that believe, it's just a piece of bread and some juice. Oh yes! Has no clue of what that represents. The broken body and the shed blood of Jesus Christ. So therefore, when folks come to church, we walk into church anyhow, Church I came from, they have three services. I remember during the last service, sometimes I'll be standing at the window looking out at folks. Church began at 12:30. At 1:10 sometimes I'll be seeing folks coming to church. And when they come in, they're talking and laughing, like going to a club. One day, one person came to see me in my office, and I'm sitting there talking to him and saying, do you know the minister of music? Oh, no, don't know. He says, well, do you know Pastor Cooper? No, never heard about him. I'm asking, do you know Pastor Cooper? No, I don't know him. Okay. But who do you know in this church? I know Pastor Thomas. I say, I do not know him. Because people just go to church because it's a good thing to do. But they do not understand what the institution of the church is for. It's to help us to live in a way that we please God and make a difference in our society. David says, come, let me teach you the fear of the Lord. Listen to me, he said. Who among you loves life and desires to see many good days? No, I've seen folks who have lived long and miserable. You may have not seen some as yet, but I've been in, and some of you are working with the elderly, know what I'm talking about. That sometimes those who are in these nursing homes, man, sometimes they could be so abusive to the caretaker because they suffer from dementia and suffering from Alzheimer's. I mean, their minds are not there, and sometimes they don't remember you as their loved one. And sometimes the words that come forth from their lips are very abusive. And because of the love that you have for them, you still got to ignore that stuff and care for them. But whosoever desires to enjoy longevity and see many good days. And the psalmist says, let me tell you the secret of fearing God. Number one, keep your tongue. It's amazing that he didn't talk about don't steal or don't curse. He said, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. No. We'll have to unpack this because we need to get a good understanding of what it really means. Do good, seek peace, and run after it. Because the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are listening to their cry. No. When I thought of Brother Fritz, when I thought of why did he say, keep your... Now remember, his message is not to the unsaved. He's talking to church folks. He's talking to folks in the church, Sister Stephanie. Why would he tell church folks what would you say? Why is he warning us about how we use the tongue? Because he found out that the tongue is full of deadly poison. James' words. He says the tongue is a fire. He says it's full of evil. Among the other parts of your body, He says it's the worst part of the body, the tongue. With the tongue. We curse men and we bless God. This ought not to be. James is speaking about the tongue. James gives us a good definition of the trace of the tongue. And, we get up in the morning, we got our toothbrush and toothpaste, go, listerine, and yep. Breath is clean, the tongue is still nasty. You got to describe it the way that James is describing it. The tongue. Because you're surprised to know because the power of life and death lies upon the tongue. You're surprised to know how one word from you could really hurt and do severe damage to another person. Yes. There are people today that do not go to church because of something that someone has said to them. There are people today that are in relationships that have been fractured because of words that were spoken. There are some of us that are still hearing words that our teacher or our father, our mother has said to us when we were a child. And we grow with those words, and those words begin to form the world that we live in. You are dumb. You're good for nothing. Or you are sick. You are crazy. Words like those have been used to people. And those words play on people's mind. Just before I close, I want you guys to hear me. A friend of mine came over to see my wife and me, he and his family, and we sat there just having a good conversation that night. As he's about to leave, he walked out the front door, and I hugged him and I says, "Man, are you still saved?" That's all I asked him. I said, "Are you still saved?" He says, "Yes, cool, I'm saved." I said, "Okay, wonderful." Laughed, we hugged. He went home, I went to bed. I lay in my bed. A few minutes after I lay in my bed, my phone rang. He called me. He says, "Pastor Cooper, man, what did you hear about me?" I said, "Me? Brother, I did not hear a thing about you, man. I have no clue how you live your life. I don't know how you live with your wife. I don't know how you live with your children. I don't know how you live with your co-workers. I know nothing about you." The words came out of my mouth. "Are you still saved?" So all I did, those are all the words I spoke to him. He went home. I said, okay, Pastor. I thought you heard something about me. Well, if your hands are clean, your heart is pure, never have to worry. 6 months later, Pastor here got a call from his wife. "Pastor, he's just been rushed to county hospital. Oh my God, he's a dead man." Now, I had no clue that God was giving me a warning through my lips when I spoke those words to him. You observe this morning, I said, give somebody a hug. When at the end of our prayer time, I said, give somebody a hug and say something nice to them. You know why I did this? You don't know when the last time you get an opportunity to do that with another person. And therefore, this church is destined because of how I live my life and what I see. Today is the last day that I have. Therefore, I want to make the best use of the time that God has given to me. So the psalmist says, keep your tongue from evil. Yes. I realize there are two types of evil. Two types. One is called natural evil, and one is called moral evil. Next week, we'll deal with that. In next sense. Invite somebody to come next week. Amen. But has a please. Praise God.